Beautiful Lagos, hey. Land of mercy, land of success, oh. For Lagos, everything is done change, oh. I say Governor Bode is doing a great job, oh. Street lights all over Lagos, oh. He's bringing out the beauty in Lagos, oh.
Thanks for joining us on Lagos This Week, where we showcase the activities of Governor Akinwumi Ambode, members of his cabinet, development partners at home and abroad. I'm Funke Adesoji. In tonight's program, we bring you reactions to Governor Ambode's 2018 first quarter town hall meeting. We will recap on the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, where Governor Akinwumi Ambode said the state government will continue to give top priority to the welfare of ex-servicemen as well as their families, particularly the orphans of fallen gallant men and women. The 57 chairmen of local government and local council development areas in Lagos State have thrown their weight behind the new waste management policy of the state government, encapsulated in the Cleaner Lagos initiative. These and other stories in a moment.
What kind of food is this? You this woman!
My husband like to chop food with sweets. He no one bring money, oh. If I cook the food, that's the money reach. Hey, see me see wahala.
My own husband no say food with sweet. Na money kill am. Na plenty money I dey take go market to cook better chop. But today, Ishonde, rishi we dey take chop, oh. My darling no say food wey sweet, oh. Na money kill am, oh.
Yes, so now true what you talk, my sister. Food wey sweet na money kill am. This na why Lagos State government they call every businessman and woman, plus including all workers for Lagos State, to join hand with our Dokunadu governor Akinwumi Ambode to continue to share all these better things when we dey see so by paying your tax quick and all the time. People of Lagos State, una dey see the good work wey Governor Akinwumi Ambode don bracket everywhere for Lagos. Yes, now because he dey use the tax money wey some of us wey understand dey pay. Therefore, if everybody join hand with am and pay our tax, money go boku to make Lagos State great and life go sweet for we all as we want am. Abeg, make we pay our tax today because food wey sweet na money kill am, oh.
Welcome back. Lagos residents greet the year's first quarter town hall meeting with enthusiasm, commending Governor Ambode on his grassroots approach to governance. At the first quarter town hall meeting in 2018, the 10th in the series since his assumption of office, Governor Ambode said the state was entering into the new year on solid footing and interesting prospect for all.
Town hall meeting is very important to the government to understand how to rule and manage his people. Because when you say town hall meeting, let me bring it out. Town hall meeting is more or less like community people coming together, expressing their feelings, what they want in their community, what is right, what is wrong. And when the government representatives are there, they will be able to listen and go back to feed up His Excellency on how to put things in order in every community in the state. If this town hall meeting comes up, that is where you see the people of that community will be able to speak. And from there, His Excellency will be able to set a panel to make inquiry if truly what the people are saying is true. And once he confirms that, he will be able to do something about it.
The governor said since the last town hall meeting, the state has continued the renovation and upgrade of primary health care centers, and people at the grassroots have started to witness a revitalized health care delivery.
I'm very particular about the welfare of the market people. I don't want to sludge them and then take away their trade. Don't forget also that the location of markets is ordinarily done by local government. So we're going to appeal to the local government also. Maybe they work in hand with us. We'll be able to find relocation points before we demolish, which maybe we have not been doing. We need to correct it. So people from Ministry of Works, you have to work hand in hand with the Yaloja and then the local government people and make sure that we have an alternative for them before we proceed.
He said in order to meet the needs of the youth in the area of technical and vocational development, his administration has approved the establishment of 3 other technical colleges, bringing the number to 8. While reeling out the outlook for the year, the governor also assured that there will be sustained momentum of development and vigorously pursue on all ongoing projects with special focus on health and education. Governor Akinwumi Ambode on Monday urged Nigerians to always give peace a chance and embrace dialogue as a necessary mechanism for conflict resolution. After performing the laying of wreath and release of pigeons in the commemoration of the 2017 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration held at the Remembrance Arcade, Tafawa Balewa Square in Lagos, Governor Ambode noted that one of the best ways to appreciate and acknowledge the supreme price paid by gallant members of the armed forces in the defense of the sovereignty of the country is to ensure that conflicts are always resolved amicably. Represented by his deputy, Dr. Oluranti Adebule, Governor Ambode said the 15th of January has remained sacrosanct in the political history of the country, as the day in 1970 marked the day on which Treaty of Surrender, which ended the 3-year bloody civil war in the country, was signed. The governor, who commended officers and men of the armed forces for always demonstrating courage and gallantry to protect the sovereignty of the country, urged Nigerians to always eschew violence and bitterness while resolving their differences, adding that the nation and its people stand to gain a lot when there is peace and political stability in the land.
While commending officers and men of the armed forces for demonstrating courage and gallantry in the face of threat to national unity, I call on fellow citizens to give peace a chance. Let us eschew violence and embrace dialogue as the preferred mechanism for conflict resolution. Let me use this opportunity to reiterate my call on all Lagosians and indeed all Nigerians to show love and care to the families and the loved ones of our deceased patriots. One of the ways we can support the survival is to engage the service of these ex-servicemen and women, some of whom have suffered physical disabilities, while defending the territorial integrity and the unity of our nation.
He reaffirmed his administration's commitment to all-inclusive governance. The governor also called on all Lagosians and indeed Nigerians to show love and care to the families and the loved ones of those who lost their lives while defending the country, which, according to him, would further reassure them that their loved ones had not died in vain. One of the ways to do such, the governor said, is to engage the services of the ex-servicemen and women, some of whom have suffered physical disabilities, while defending the territorial integrity and the unity of the country.
Well, for those who have gone already, we commiserate with them. We pray that God Almighty will continue to be with the families, because they have paid the supreme price. And what we can do at this point is for us to acknowledge their contributions and also urge Nigerians to please support them in whatever way we can. They have lost the breadwinner, and the best that we can do is to support them in any way we can. Our government will continue to do our best in support of these families of the fallen hero. Well, we would just want to appreciate them. They've been quite supportive. But for them, the kind of peace that we have in Lagos, we may not have it. But I can assure you that the service chiefs in Lagos have been very, very, very supportive, and we appreciate them. And we urge them not to rest on their horse, but to continue to do the best that they can do to maintain peace, harmony, and law, of course, and order in the state.
Chairmen and women of local government and local council development areas in Lagos State have thrown their weight behind the new waste management policy of the state government as represented in the Cleaner Lagos initiative. Rising from an emergency meeting on the resurgence of refuse on major highways and road meetings across the state, the chairman expressed optimism in the effectiveness of the new policy. The council chiefs who met under the auspices of Conference 57, the umbrella body, commended Governor Akinwumi Ambode for his vision to ensure a cleaner environment through a total sanitation solution. They also backed the engagement of an environmental utility group, Visionscape Sanitation Solution, to implement the new waste policy. In a communique read at the end of the meeting by the group's chairman, Honorable Omolara Essien, the council chiefs attributed the unclean waste in some parts of the state to the transition period. They appealed to residents to exercise patience with government. The highlight was on the ban of cart pushers, warning that anyone found to be involved in such illegal activities will be made to face the wrath of the law.
We appreciate the enormous difficulties and the challenging logistics with the establishment of a new agency to collect waste for 22 million residents will present to any government in any circumstances. Therefore, the current presence of uncleared waste is a result of this transition from an old system that was considered not efficient enough to a new system whose effectiveness has already been recorded in other parts of the world.
Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Kehinde Gbamigbetan, assured residents that government was working round the clock to clear the waste from the streets and road medians. He, however, urged residents to desist from patronizing cart pushers. Special advisor to the governor on Cleaner Lagos initiative, Rashidi Shabi, said the government has carried out an extensive awareness in local governments and is also collaborating with community development associations and community development committees to get Lagosians ready for the new phase of the waste management. Also speaking, Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Community Affairs, Tajuddin Quadri, urged residents to embrace the new initiative and resist the temptation to dump refuse on road medians.
It has become necessary to bring in the local governments, local council development areas to work together to further do two things. One is to appeal to residents not to take this waste to the medians. As the Visionscape, the company that is currently handling the sanitation exercise in Lagos State, is deploying waste bins and has committed itself to picking these waste bins once they are loaded with refuse as fast as possible. The second, of course, is that the local governments have over the last 2-3 months been involved in the emergency efforts to evacuate. And the idea is to encourage them not to relent in their efforts to continuously make sure that the main streets in all the local governments and local council development areas are evacuated regularly, while citizens are discouraged from continuing to pile refuse on the medians.
When you have a lot of waste on your road, talk of solid waste, talk of hazardous waste, talk of medical waste, you see, these are all things that constitute a lot of epidemic and some diseases. So His Excellency's vision is that he wants a better environment for Lagosians.
People should not be impatient by taking their refuse to the main road, the medians. Instead, they should park it neatly in front of their houses. The Visionscape is up to the task. They have already started distributing waste bins, and it will soon reach our houses.
In the meantime, the council bosses said the 57 local governments and LCDAs would deploy security personnel and vigilante to the main streets in the neighborhood to combat the menace, and also deploy multi-person trucks to complement ongoing efforts to evacuate waste from road medians in the communities. In a related development, Lagos State government on Monday arrested 30 cart pushers for dumping refuse indiscriminately on road medians in some areas of the state. Chairman of the State Task Force on Environmental and Special Offences, SP Olayinka Egbeyemi, said the arrest was in line with the recent ban on activities of cart pushers and wheelbarrow operators by the state government. Mr. Egbeyemi, who affirmed that the activities of cart pushers in the state are illegal, said investigation found them culpable of dumping refuse on the roadside, especially at night, thereby sabotaging effort by the government to keep the state clean. He said the government is poised to go all out to prosecute any persons found to be working against the new waste management policy encapsulated in the Cleaner Lagos initiative, saying the program is designed to revolutionize waste administration in line with global best practices when fully operational.
What kind of food is this? You, this woman!
My husband loves a good life, but hates to pay for it. In my despair, he gives me all the blame. Oh, I have a loving husband who knows good things cost money. He gives enough to help me make nice meals.
So I make my darling happy when it's time to take his meal, giving smile to my lovely family.
It costs good money to get the good things of life and for government to provide the much needed infrastructure we all in Lagos State so much crave for. It is an offense not to pay tax. The people are happy with the various efforts of the government to making life better for citizens through the many landmark infrastructure everywhere you go in Lagos State. If you own a business or work in Lagos, it's your duty to pay your tax as and when due. Help Lagos State serve you better. This message is from Lagos State Internal Revenue Service.
Speaking in Ikorodu, where he commissioned the Lagos State Girls Junior Model College, Agunfoye, a newly constructed block of 20 classrooms with state-of-the-art facilities at Anglican Primary School, Isawo, Governor Ambode said the resolve of his administration was to make qualitative education available and accessible to every child of school age in the state. The governor was represented by his deputy, Dr. Idiat Adebule, said the opportunity being provided for children at the foundational stage was massive investment in education in the state, was crucial to the development of the country, and as well as designed to mold them into better individuals. Governor Ambode said it was gratifying that the huge investment in education by this administration was already yielding positive results, as evidenced by the improved student performance in examinations, nationwide, international competition, as well as improved morals and confidence in public speaking.
In the last 21 months have been highlighted the need for sustainability through human capacity building to enhance the opportunities available to our people. We have invested in the future of our children through strategic reforms and planning in the education sector to ensure that the potentials of our children to compare favorably with their peers globally are assured. We are gathered here today.
I therefore charge our children to take advantage of the serenity of this environment, the buildings and furniture provided, to study hard and lay good foundation for their future. To the school management and staff, the passion and contribution of His Excellency Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, Governor of Lagos State, to the provision of qualitative education to the teeming populace of the children of Lagos State, and its dedication to meeting the aspiration of the largest population of people in the state should be reciprocated with efficient and effective service delivery.
Besides, the governor said the unveiling of the new model college was another statement of his intention to take the education sector to a higher level and expand opportunities for girl-child education. The new college, which increased the number of model colleges in the state to 31, is equipped with 9 ultra-modern classrooms, library, laboratory, computer room, toilets, and conducive offices for teachers, among others.
Our resolve as a government to make education a priority and continue to invest heavily in the sector is premised on the need to make qualitative education available and accessible to every child of school age living in our state. The rehabilitation and construction of new blocks of classrooms for use by pupils across the state is geared towards providing conducive atmosphere for teaching and learning in our schools. This process will continue until we are satisfied that schools have become centers of academic excellence comparable to those in other modern cities across the world.
Beautiful Lagos, hey. Land of mercy, land of success. For Lagos, everything is done change. I say Governor Ambode is doing a great job. Street lights all over Lagos. He's bringing out the beauty in Lagos.
Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has approved the appointment of Idowu Ajanaku as the Special Advisor on Information and Strategy with immediate effect. In the letter signed by the head of service, Mrs. Folashade Adesoye, the appointment is in line with Governor Ambode's vision to strengthen the information machinery in the state with the aim of making it more people-oriented and effective right to the grassroots. Mr. Ajanaku, a multiple award-winning journalist and political strategist until his elevation, was the senior special assistant to the governor on media and strategy. He is expected to use his wealth of experience to promote Governor Ambode's administration, having worked with the Vanguard and the Guardian newspapers for over 1.5 decades. Finally on the show, Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Steve Ayoride, has rolled out his plan for the year. He spoke extensively on the sector's vision and mission. According to him, the viability of the sector cannot be overemphasized. Apart from being positioned as a tourist haven, it is profit-oriented.
Practically everybody knows that if there is any special interest that His Excellency the Governor has and has, demonstrated for the more than 2.5 years that he's been in the saddle, is to show that he wanted to market Lagos State through what he called Project This, which he campaigned with and which he has been executing diligently. Project This stands for tourism, hospitality, entertainment and the arts, as well as sports, to achieve excellence for the state. That was what necessitated the creation of the Lagos State Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. Our focus has been on the promotion of things of the art and culture and entertainment, and to make sure that Lagos becomes the #1 destination in Africa, not only in terms of business and investment, but also in terms of tourism, entertainment, and the arts. And we believe that we've got everything in the States to achieve that. This is the birthplace of Nollywood. As you know, this is the home of the most vibrant hip-hop music and entertainment and showbiz scene in Africa. It is said, of course, that it go for show, and other people will say Lagos jump. Those who are also very kind to us will say that ain't no party like the Lagos party, but we're not saying that loosely. We're not being jovial about it. We believe that the biggest, the new oil and gas anywhere in the world, particularly for our state, is the creative economy, and that the advantage that Lagos State will have over any other state, not only in Nigeria but in Africa, is in the capacity that we have to harness the potential within the creative economy.
The commissioner spoke on the myriads of activities embarked on by the sector, such as the One Lagos Fiesta, Lagos Street Carnival, Black Heritage Festival, as well as the Lagos Marathon, highlights the importance of private partnership in the sector.
Do it alone. Frankly speaking, government is a regulator. It is not the business of government to start organizing shows, per se. It is to identify partners, it is to encourage tour operators, it is to, encourage, the critical stakeholders. And you will see from what we're doing, particularly this year, this will, without a doubt, be a defining year for tourism promotion in Lagos. And of course, there will ultimately be a tourism promotion council, an agency of government, but with a lot of involvement of the private sector, so that government can sit down as the regulator and allow the agency as an arm of government to now formally work together with the stakeholders, with the public, with tour operators, with tour guides, with hoteliers, with restaurateurs, everybody that is involved in the business of tourism. Yes, December was a special month, but we know, of course, that on the average, on a monthly basis, what this sector contributes to the GDP of Lagos State is in excess of 25 to 30 billion on a monthly basis. Times that by 12, and you see that if you have ₦1 trillion budget, as we do in 2018, we believe that between 15 to 20% of the value of that budget and the expected revenue, will come from the creative economy. Movies are being shown, cinemas are filled up, new hotels are coming on stream. We're developing resorts. You need to know how many people move on water from our jetties around VI and Ikoyi, going to Inagbe, going to different beach resorts all over Lagos. All these things bring money to Lagos. How many people understand and appreciate the fact that one of the best scuba diving waters in the whole world, is right here in Lagos? So there's so much that is coming out of the creative economy, and we want to focus our attention on that. We want to harness the potential, market it to the whole world.
Street lights all over Lagos. It's bringing out the beauty in Lagos.
And this is how far we can go on the program tonight. Stay tuned for another package next week. Thanks for watching. I'm Funke Adesoji. Good night.
Land of mercy, land of success. For Lagos, everything is done change. I say Governor Body is doing a great job. Street lights all over Lagos.